Welcome to the source.
I did that wrong by accident.
The source. Source.
Yep. Let's go.
Hey, get the source.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you all enjoyed your weekend, man. A lot of fun. So, obviously, first weekend of NFL. Big college football weekend, too. Made some money. Wasn't an explosive weekend, but I gambled on football all weekend and ended with more money in my account than when I started. And honestly, that's a W. I'll take that any week of the year, man. I had a great weekend, had a ton of fun, and made a few dollars. So, not to mention the top bets that I posted on the website did very well. And normally, that's the bets that most people tail. So overall, really fun football weekend. The Lions last night. Whoo!
Hell yeah!
That was
awesome.
my top bet of the week, and I mean, I might have lost 4 or 5 pounds watching the game. Just stress, anxiety. Needed to do some deep breathing after. Just get myself composed. I hate Dan Campbell with the fire of 1,000 suns. I hate his decision making. I hate when they put him on the camera, but they covered. So who am I to criticize?
Iowa State legend David Montgomery, Iowa State legend Breece Hall coming up tonight. Let's party.
Hashtag
Shout
clones.
out Clark for kicking 2 field goals for me as well.
All right.
Plus money. No big deal.
We're going through the MLB, and then Prop Beaver is coming on, and we'll do the Monday Night Football game. Prop Beaver's a Jets fan, so I actually don't even know what he's going to say. I don't even know what his pick is. I didn't even check the site. So we'll talk about baseball first, then Monday Night Football. So Rays Phillies are up first. I thought Skeens was up first. Oh, Skeens is second on our list. Okay. Oh, no, Skeens is third on our list. All right, so we're starting off Rays, Phillies.
It's funny. Go ahead.
So Christopher Sanchez in Philly, Christopher Sanchez in Citizens Bank. That was an auto bet about 7-8 weeks ago. Is that dead?
I don't want to say it's dead, but his last 2 starts haven't been good. But it was the Yankees and the Braves, so a little bit different when you compare them to the Tampa Bay Rays lineup. That's for sure.
Okay, fair.
He leads the slate today in WAR. I mean, I find it hard. I find this game to be the most difficult one on the board. So if you guys have anything from it, awesome. But like the price is ridiculous. It's probably warranted, which is insane to say too. I don't have anything from this because all the numbers are nuked.
Yeah, for me, I can't play the Phillies at this price. I will say going back, I mean, previous to that Yankees, those 2 starts I talked about, he faced Cleveland. He pitched like 6 innings, gave up 3. He faced the Dodgers, went 6 innings, gave up 2. And then prior to that was the dominance that you were talking about earlier. So the Phillies just kind of got embarrassed in Miami over the weekend, the last couple of days. So I would expect them to bounce back. But am I willing to pay a minus 200 price or whatever it is on the run line? Not really. So the Rays have been actually pitching and playing well over the last week or so. So again, I can't get to the Rays, but there's no way I'm paying that price of the Phillies either.
If you take away that Houston series, the Rays have gotten to a couple lefties recently. What about over 8? No, I'm not betting it. So
that would make sense. But again, if the Phillies lineup is so hit or miss right now, like again, do I expect them to put a couple runs off of Solster and some of the weaker arms of the Tampa Bay pen? Maybe. I mean, but Philly, it's not like they're just crushing everybody like you assumed that they would be, or they were one time in the year.
I get it. All right, let's just jump over to the next game then. And next up is Reds Braves. Nick Martinez looks like he's getting the start against Uncle Charlie Morton. Either you guys have anything you like in this one?
This is so hard. Go ahead, Lindy.
Yeah, I like Heimer Candelario to get a hit. He's minus 150. I think that can be like a parlay piece for people, depending on where you want to fire it up at. Minus 155 on DK is just fine. Minus 150 is over at BetMGM. I thought that was like the first thing that jumped out to me. And then Chris Sale, the guy is not on the freaking slate. He's tomorrow. So Charlie Morton is just different. He's hard to really pin what we're going to be doing with here. Nick Martinez, he's done a good job at limiting barrels. He's done a good job at being effective. This would be like Cincinnati or pass for me. So if you want to go like Candelario and package it with something sweet, but like he's not in the lineup today. I just updated it. So I have nothing for you.
You can always go to Jake Fraley. He can always be counted on. Just saying.
The problem
I have
is
nothing from this one either.
I'm pulling up the spreadsheet here. The last 2 right-handed starters to pitch against the Reds, Severino pitched into the 7th inning, just 1 run. Hunter Brown, 6 shutout innings. So this Reds lineup against right-handed pitching specifically is, I feel like you could never get a feel for it.
Well, you can even keep on going back on that list. The Verlander start, he's been absolutely terrible. I mean, as we saw last night. So, like, you can't even put stock into that. And then the Arrighetti start, I mean, I honestly, I mean, that's just kind of more, I feel like it's more luck than anything. I mean, a dead clock is right twice a day, and he had a bad start. But besides that, I mean, they really haven't done anything. Again, keep on going down that list. Frankie Montas, pretty damn bad. So I wanted to get to the Reds too. I don't think that Charlie Morton should be this big of a favorite, but again, there's not very many lefties in the lineup, which I would want a couple more in there. I was dead serious about a Jake Fraley prop at that, but take a look at the bullpens. I mean, both of them are. I mean, the Atlanta bullpen is absolutely taxed among Bolivian. Iglesias and Jimenez have both worked like 5 nights out of the last 7. So, like, they're not going to have their top 2 arms. So you're like, oh, okay, maybe that Cincinnati has an advantage in the bullpen. Cincinnati's dealing with the same thing. Diaz and Tony have 3 of the last 4 nights. Pagan 2 of the last 3 nights. Wilson 2 of the last 3 nights. Brett Farmer 2 of the last 3 nights. So, I mean, yeah, it's a complete pass. I wanted to play the Reds, but just because of the number, but it's a pass.
All right, so we're moving on to Skeens. Mr. Skeens, minus 275 against the ever so pesky Fish. Oh, man.
And I really like in this game.
We know Marlins minus 1.5.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Let me tell you guys something.
That's at the same time.
No, hold on. I'm going to call his bet. I'm going to call his bet. Marlins first 5 team total over 1.5 at plus money.
No. Listen, you guys are all blowing this out of proportion. I haven't worried about Paul Skeens in weeks. Jackson Merrill's had this wrapped up for a while.
Oh, no.
That hate is no longer there. I literally don't even worry about Paul Skeens.
8 shutout innings, and he's back in the race.
I have a play on this game. It's first 5 under 4.5. I got it at minus 130. I'm kind of scared of why it's so high, but I expect Paul Skeens to pitch extremely well, like he has continued to pitch well. And then Belozo, as I like to call him, he's been pitching really well. He had 2 bad starts against the Cubs, who were red hot, and then he went into Coors Field. But besides that, he's been fantastic over his last 7 starts, including road starts in Philly and Atlanta and against the Mets. So I have no reason to believe that he doesn't pitch somewhat decent today as well. I will give you that the Pirates' offense has been extremely hot, but I don't know how much I put into that, considering how bad the Washington pitching staff is. So if I can just get a decent start by both of these guys, I think we sail under this number.
Why are we able to get a 4.5? And I just checked. You could still get this.
I made that bet last night, and I was like, if I fall into a trap, I guess okay. But I mean, if Pittsburgh scores 5 or 4, and Miami gets just 1 off the Skeens, I don't know. But
by the way,
maybe I read it wrong. I don't know.
Also, PNC Park is dead last in run index on Ballpark Pal. So why the hell are you getting a first 5 under 4.5 with Skeens pitching? I mean, Marlins should have 0 after 5 innings.
Exactly.
Lindy?
I'm going to tail that now.
Yeah, put it up for me too. I'll bet it.
A little something there. I mean, Palazzo sucks. Don't try to
I'm not trying to say that he's good, but you can't tell me that he's been pitching terrible over the last month.
No, 5.69 xFIP is not good. 5.45 FIP goes along with a walk rate. I think that's going to be the thing that you're always fading in spots like this, where 4.8 is a pretty big implied run total that I'm looking at here on the Pittsburgh side. It looks a little bit hefty considering, Brian Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz, Andrew McCutchen, Rowdy Tellez. Sweet, but 70 degrees, humidity's starting to come down. The Northeast is starting to come down. It's turning into fall, and the ball doesn't seem to be flying as much. And maybe this is just kind of like looking at my phone over the weekend. I didn't bet as much on Saturday, Sunday in the baseball streets with NFL, but didn't feel as though the long ball was flying until Pavin Smith was going to the Crawford boxes Oppo Taco. But just feels as though we're going to start seeing some of these totals come down. You want to be early to the party. So I don't mind. I think I'm just going to flat out tail that one. I was going to bring up, for like a potential under, like just packaging the under of both Palazzo and Paul Skeens, taking their under strikeouts potentially. But these numbers are just so ridiculous. And again, Paul Skeens has kind of just been like a conversation piece that everybody asks me about. And I basically have no opinion because the books know what they're doing. They're just increasing both sides of this so heavily. So you want to take 7.5. You want to try to get plus money with it? Good luck. You're not going to do it. You want to try to get, or it's just going to look terrible. You want to go to 6.5? All right, sounds great. You better saddle up minus 160, minus 165, and pay vig out the ass for it. So for me, it's just going to be tailing my guy Toast over here. It feels good to, 2 games that are kind of passes, and then being able to. We're a third of the way into the slate, and I haven't yelled at you yet. This is fun.
Exactly. This is
Give it time. The day is young.
It's coming. Yeah.
Next game up is Royals Yanks. Brady Singer on the road. Not usually someone I like to put my money on.
Jason Dominguez called up today. Finally.
Who the hell's that?
Yeah, it's official though. He's on the active roster for today. I think he'll be in the lineup.
No, bad. Yeah, look at that. Batting 6th.
Yep.
Who is that?
Jason.
Yeah, like one of the most highly touted prospects in baseball, and has had like little stints here and there when somebody's dinged up. Hasn't really shown out yet, but in AAA, his numbers are so ridiculous. I'll pull them up here as you're talking about.
Also, he's in Yankees lore because he got called up against the Astros and hit 2 home runs his first game. So,
what position does he play?
Outfield.
Okay. So, what
AAA this year, 120 WRC plus. He's slash line 309, 368, 480, 375 WOBA, 434 WOBA at AA earlier this year. But I mean, they've kind of like just moved him through different spots, worked on different things with him. The guy is going to be a big bat eventually. He's 21 years of age. He was the number 1 prospect in baseball once upon a time. I think he's number 3 right now or something. I like Jason Dominguez. I think most people do.
Well, what about this game here? Singer Rodon.
Go Royals. All that being said, I'm going to be targeting Carlos Rodon. I'm on Kansas City money line, and I'm on Tommy Pham plus 425 to hit a homer. Those are my 2 favorites. Carlos Rodon, nearly a 19-degree launch angle, and you work through certain hitters that are going to see an increase in launch as a result, along with their hard hit profile. You have Bobby Witt priced in the plus 400 in down territory. Sal Perez, my favorite of all the Kansas City Royals to hit a home run, but not from a betting perspective. From a betting perspective, it's Tommy Pham, 11-degree launch angle. But anytime he's facing somebody 17, 18 degrees of launch, he generally matches their launch angle, and that becomes optimal when you're talking about Yankee Stadium, short porch, left and right. Tommy Pham gets the most at-bats out of anybody in the Kansas City Royals. Hashtag math. Leadoff hitter, Tommy Pham goes yard.
I was just looking because obviously, as you guys know, I'm in football mode. I'm just a listener on the show trying to tail. And am I reading, just so make sure I'm reading this correctly, Yankees coming home from a road trip with no days off. They went from Arlington to Wrigley back here. Meanwhile, the Royals coming off a homestand, not much traveling there. They won 4 in a row. I kind of like this. And you can get a plus 1. What is it, plus 150? Oh, you're on it too, Toast?
Yes. I played the Royals team total over 3.5 last night at plus 100, and I'm going to bet the Royals. I haven't bet them because it's 150 right now, and usually it kind of goes up. Usually it hasn't gone down, so I'm just kind of waiting. Just a waiting game, but 100% will be on the Royals here today. The Royals I've been on the Royals the last few days. They've been making me some money sneakily. Yesterday, obviously, they didn't do anything, but they came through to win. But today, I like them. Again, I like when these smaller market teams come into Yankee Stadium. I really do think it gives them a little bit of a boost. And then if you take a look at Rodon, against lefties, pretty damn good, but against righties, pretty damn bad. 328 WOBA, 432 xFIP. The whip is pretty decent, but if you take a look at that Royals lineup, you're going to see 1 lefty at max in Massey, and that's it. You're going to have 8 righty bats up there. I just thought that the 3.5 was too small. I knew I was going to play the money line as well because I hated the spot for the Yankees, like you just mentioned, Kyle, in the travel spot. So. Not to mention the fact Yankee Stadium, actually not terrible weather either. It's like 75 degrees with a slight wind going out. So, yeah, I'll take my chances with Royals scoring some runs, and I do like them on the money line as well.
I just bet Royals money line. Just placed it.
Royals money line. I mean, it's scary because Brady Singer's had some really bad numbers against lefties over the course of this season. But again, price and probability, Carlos Rodon's been just horrendous against righties. So it's kind of neutralized to a certain extent. And I think Carlos Rodon, considering the fly ball portfolio for him, wind blowing out, there's a lot more high variance events, I think, where the Royals are in play. And that you really never say that when a team's facing the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, but like, I think they're more primed to hit home runs than the Yankees are today, which is just so dumb to say out loud.
I would 100% agree. I've watched this Yankees team close over the last week while you guys were all watching foosball. And they looked terrible against Tyone and Assad. They didn't look good against Evaldi. And to be honest, like, I didn't really mind what I saw from Jack Leiter. I know they ended up getting some runs late, but that kid's going to give you some issues. But I think that Leiter pitched well against them. So I'm not at a spot where I feel like the Yankees are really hitting right-handed pitching that great in the first place.
All right, Royals up. I'm in. Let's do it.
Plus 150.
Like I said, I'm a little scared. I don't like to make a habit of backing Brady Singer away from Kansas City, but let's talk Grimace. Meatball McGill on the mound in Toronto.
Like 3 times, that feels like.
Oh, is it? That's just. I'm just reading what the graphic says. It is Meatball.
No, I'm pretty sure, yeah, but I don't know if Lindy, you saw that, but I saw Blackburn listed at one point. I saw David Peterson listed at
Blackburn
one point.
was the guy listed last night that I went through, and then they're going McGill. Yeah.
So I mean,
and the lines moved like 20 cents towards the Mets.
As it should. I mean, Meatball in Canada, they don't know what to expect out there. There's also a guy named Ryan Burr pitching for the Blue Jays. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes, he's making a spot start, I guess.
So,
well, I think you're gonna have Yarborough open for him, and then whatever you get out of Burr.
So, do you guys trust Meatball?
No.
Not against this Toronto lineup. Not really. No.
Answer: no, I do not. Vlad over 1.5 total bases. It's still even money. It shouldn't be. Vlad Guerrero Jr. I don't have a ton of analysis to add outside of the fact that Tyler McGill is just not good. He gives up more power to righties. 184 expected ISO despite the 139 actual ISO there. Launch stays about the same, but you're seeing a guy that 294 WOBA is not sustainable against righties. There's a reason that he's been where he's been for the Mets here in recent months. Is this been a decent stint by like Mets standards as a Mets fan? Do you feel like Tyler McGill is going to be somebody who actually has to stick here come the end of the season? Because like he started to get a shorter leash at times, 67 pitches, 3 earned against Boston, got himself in a little bit of a jam. The walks have been up at times earlier in the stints. Like he's had all of 2 starts getting back. He's gotten to face the White Sox on the road, and then Boston, where again he wasn't great. They ended up yanking him pretty early. Toronto at least brings a lot of lefties to the table in addition to a Vlad Guerrero Jr. So you're getting Varsho, Horwitz, Wagner, your boy Addison Barger. Is he still tall, lean, and strong, or what are we talking about him today?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? He's a lefty. He's a lefty bat. Yeah.
So Toast just came. That's good.
He's strong. He's special.
He thought the good hitter. I love him. Adonis.
Put Mets money line up for me, but I don't. I mean,
I'm gonna start calling him Adonis Barger.
The Mets, one of the hottest teams in baseball. We're in a playoff spot, chilling. I don't know. Maybe Meatball McGill's back. I'm not betting this, so I'm not even going to waste your time talking.
We'll probably tail Lindy's Vlad, and then I'll add Lindor, just taking a quick look at Ryan Burr. Just really, really bad against lefty bats. I'll take Lindor or Nimmo against him. But yeah, that's the best way to look at it for me.
All right, next up.
For what it's worth, Ryan Burr, 3.71 xFIP so far, and obviously he's not going to be in the game for very long. They're going to go to Ryan Yarborough for a majority of it. He's a bullpen guy.
Ryan Yarborough. Next up, Baltimore Baltimore in the last 4 games. 0 runs, 1 run, 2 runs, 1 run. 4 runs total in their last 4 games. Holy shit, man.
Boston money line.
Boston?
I'm on the other side, so go ahead.
Okay. Kate Povich. There's a reason that the Baltimore Orioles are where they are. They've generally listened to analytics and figured out what they've needed to do with certain pitchers. Kate Povich, he's almost like a guy that they exclusively roll out at home because you have the cavern to left field I bring up all the time here. He's had 8 home games, 4 road starts. Those 4 road starts, he's given up 5, 0. So shout out him against the Yankees. Good job, guys. 6 and 8 earned runs in 3 of those 4 road starts, because you get him out of a ballpark where you don't have that insurance policy to left field, it gets problematic. And I know people always see the green monster and think, oh, it must be hard to hit home runs or hit the ball hard out of there. No, because you have like a blocker that you basically bang it off the wall, you get doubles automatically, or you are basically hitting it, a little bit in the air and it's gone. Cade Povich, 16.9 degree launch angle, and just some of these road starts, man, they do not want to roll him out in these spots. They don't really have a choice right now. The bullpen is intact on the Baltimore side, considering they put up no runs, and they were able to use like some of their bottom staffers yesterday. But Brian Bayo with the ground ball stuff, and considering Baltimore over the last 30 days is a 97 WRC plus against lefties. Adley Rutschman, I was working through Adley Rutschman. He's been terrible on the left side of the plate so far this season. It's a little bit surprising to me because, I thought that was like something that was going to be very, very interesting for him. But like, there's times where I'm like, maybe they just keep him on the right side of the plate at the moment, because it's been brutality, maybe getting a little bit unlucky in terms of BABIP, but Adley Rutschman's been a little bit brutality. Cade Povich, just best of luck to you today, sir. Give me Boston.
Someone said in the comments that the winds are blowing out, and I looked at Ballpark Factor. It is the #1 run index, and there's no retractable roof here at Fenway. No retractable roof, confirmed. Nope. Got a guy out there. He looked. They have not installed a retractable roof at Fenway Park. So put up over for me. But Toast is on the other side of what Lindy just said. We have a head. Actually, I want to listen to what Toast says because I'd rather side with one of these guys.
So yes, Cade Povich has not been great on the road. I'm not going to argue that point. But I will say that he's faced the Dodgers, a team that can hit left-handed pitching. Oakland earlier in the year, that was absolutely throttling left-handed pitching. The Yankees, a team that can hit lefties. And Toronto, whatever. But again, what have I kept saying about this Boston team? They are dead. So I don't trust this team to score runs. When is the last time that you watched a Boston Red Sox game and was like, damn, that offense looks good. They're scoring runs. I'll give you an answer. It hasn't been a long time. Friday, August 13th or Friday, August 30th was probably the last time on the road to Detroit. Unless you count the 7-5 win against the freaking White Sox as them playing good, then I'm not at a spot where I trust this Boston team to score runs at all. Not to mention the fact that, yes, Baltimore has not been scoring runs, but you know what's a really good dose for that? Coming into freaking Fenway Park, where they've been absolutely killing the ball the last few times that they've played there, not to mention the fact that they've dominated this Boston team this year, 7-3 this year against Boston. They've also had a lot of success against Bayo in his career. I don't trust Bayo to go. I think he's going to give up 3 or 4 runs here in 5 or 6 innings, and then we're going to get multiple shots at this Boston bullpen. But like I keep saying, guys, I'm going to continue to keep on fading this Red Sox team as much as possible, and especially if you're going to give me plus money with them. So Baltimore money line for me.
That was actually kind of compelling. But both of you said you don't trust the other team's lineup, and I have an over ticket beneath my face. I'm not a fan of this. To be honest, I kind of like what Toast said. So I guess if I was to break the side, it would be on the plus money side. I like what he said about Boston bats, and he was also very adamant and put his hands up when he said, "When's the last time?"
All right, Benedict Arnold, keep talking.
I was sold by the charisma.
Turncoat. Yeah, the charisma. Well, he said it with more passion because he got to go second. It's like in a debate where somebody can say all the stuff. He gets to have the counter argument. You don't get to let me rebuttal? Give me my 2 minutes on the clock, motherfucker. Let's go.
You could rebut if you like. I don't know if you really got back from that.
I'm tired. I don't want to.
Let's go to the next game. He's like, when's the last time? He really hates Boston.
I've been fading Boston so much lately.
What's up next? Angels. Oh, Twins. Basil.
Reed, the Phoenix Detmers.
Twins holding on to a playoff spot by the tips of their fingernails here. They got the Tigers in the rear view. They got the Mariners in the rear view. It's a good thing you guys don't play in the NL because Grimace would have already buried you. Is the Twins season over?
No, it's not over yet. Thank you, though. Appreciate you.
All right, you're going to back Festa then here against Reed Goatmers?
I'm not. No, I think Reed Detmers mows down the Twins today.
Oh, I'm on Angels first 5 too, man.
So wait. So Angels are under.
I'm on the strikeouts. 4.5. I was able to get. It's now moved 80 cents since when I bet it from last night, and now, yeah, we're talking one of the bigger line moves I've seen in a long time on a pitcher. You can get 5.5 still at plus money. Just bet it. Reed Detmers going up against these Minnesota Twins. Man, I do not feel very good. One of the things that we've started to do against lefties, because we've been struggling so much at the plate, is we're just putting Ryan Jeffers up there, and he's been routinely batting leadoff. He doesn't strike out a whole hell of a lot, but also 34% hard hit, 231 expected batting average. I get worried because like the potential that this lineup gets rolled out in some ridiculous fashion is very, very likely. We need to win ball games. I mean, Julian probably still ends up in the lineup. He's had terrible strikeout issues long. Royce Lewis, sitting 23, 24%. I mean, for me, Reed Detmers, the stuff has looked good. I don't know what the Angels are doing. I really don't. What have the Angels been doing, having him in Salt Lake City for the last month and a half, 2 months? Like, what are they doing? It's a mental thing because the stuff looks exceptional. And you go through like the stuff index, you go through Fangraphs and look at the individual pitches, his first couple starts. You can also go in Savant and like look at it frame by frame. He's got a 3.67 expected ERA. He's been getting so unbelievably unlucky. And so he got sent to the Shadow Realm for like 3 months, but 100 pitches right out of the gate. So they're going to let him go out there and try to like go win himself a little bit of money or potentially get out of Anaheim. That's what I would probably prefer if I were Reed Detmers. But I love the sweeper. I love the introduction of some of these pitches that he's had where they just look different. They just look different from when 3.5 months ago, maybe it was a mental thing, maybe it wasn't. But all I know is the stuff looks exceptional, and my Twins are not doing anything at the plate. So, yeah, Reed Detmers mows him down.
You know what, though? I was proud of your Vikings coming through for me, though.
Dude, it's like the only game against the spread that I lost. Pittsburgh wins outright. That would have been a good idea, Eric. Arizona and Denver by the hook end up getting W's there. But, like, God, Minnesota just buried me.
I love the Vikes. Tried telling you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was the only one on the Giants, too.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. I'm not betting that shit, by the way, if you're wondering.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I got
you. Guardians, White Sox, Cantillo against TBD. TBD's been pretty good. Now, let's see who it really is.
I think it's Schuster.
Still says undecided.
Or is it Strini or Schuster? Does it matter?
Schuster's who I have. So, and it uploads automatically from MLB. So I think Schuster.
Roto says.
RotoWire says just Strini. I don't. Who cares? Whatever.
They're lying. Jared Schuster is 100% starting, and Nick Strini will be your long reliever potentially. But yeah, the 0% chance that this sheet is wrong.
Okay, cool.
I love you though.
Oh, it wasn't me. I was reading what some other site.
No.
We don't.
I have no interest in this game in any way, shape, or form.
No, I don't want to ever. Yeah, I don't ever want to be rude in that kind of way. I'm a people pleaser. I like making people happy and making them money at the same time. Corey Seager, anyone? That'd be fun.
Oh, it's not my website that has Nastrini. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, some other idiot, absolute dipshit.
It's a group of morons out there.
Hell yeah. Oh god.
Anyone want to talk about this game, or should we skip right over to Cubs Dodgers?
Unless he does. The lines moved down on the Guardians, and everybody's betting the Guardians, so maybe the books think that the White Sox have a chance.
Jose Ramirez to go yard. You get platoon no matter what. You get the worst bullpen in baseball behind it. Plus 340, still pretty doable. You look at his historical numbers, plus 360 closing line, plus 300, plus 350 in Dodger Stadium. Isn't it nice to not have to face the Dodgers and that bullpen here lately? They've been great. The Dodgers bullpen has. That's really what it comes down to. And now you go from the potentially best bullpen in baseball to the potentially, well, not even potentially, the actual worst bullpen in baseball, the White Sox behind it. So to be getting these kind of numbers, I know it's not the greatest ballpark. It's not as good as going into Cleveland or into Dodger Stadium as far as a ballpark factor. But I look at this spot. I do still like getting to a little bit of my Jose Ramirez there, plus 340.
Still really good weather in Chicago today.
Yep, that's the other part of it. It's blowing out ever so slightly, so you're going to get Schuster, a lefty, out there. Jose Ramirez, not as much of a power side for him, but gets the platoon early for however long Schuster's out there. And then Nastrini is potentially the worst pitcher in baseball.
All right. Kind words there. Let's go.
Probably go kill him. No, I'm just kidding.
And just looking at ballpark pal for this next game, anyone swinging a left-handed bat should be hitting home runs in this game. It's heavy winds blowing out to right field.
Did you know, Lindy, that – sorry, Sauce, to interrupt you because I just found this out. Did you know that Jose Ramirez has more home runs in guaranteed rate than any other ballpark besides Progressive in his career?
I did not know that until just now. You know what's amazing is I don't care, but also doesn't hurt. Maybe he likes the batter's eye. Maybe the maybe Jose Ramirez goes in there and loves the deep dish. Maybe he gets like a little massage from the same lady at the next to the hotel.
I was going to say maybe the hotel has very nice linens.
Very nice linens. He sleeps comfortably. He wakes up and he's ready to fucking smash baseballs.
Yeah, don't underestimate some nice linens.
I agree,
dude. Sometimes, man, I'm going to Scotland on Friday, which I'm excited for. But we have this little cottage that we're going to go stay at. I'm going to be there for like 3 or 4 days, streaming and working by myself because again, I'm just bringing my stuff with, and I'm just going to work from there. But I was very excited to hear that we have a king bed with like very nice. Like it's a great situation. So,
who's we? Are you bringing your wife or
my wife? Yeah,
a stranger that he met on the internet.
Like Greg or something.
Yeah. Well, Mike R would say my boyfriend. Eric leans over for his wife. Yeah, I said, as long as your girl's behind me, I'm okay with it.
So next week from Lindy, cottage picks coming soon.
Cottage picks. The Intercontinental for 2 days, and then yes, cottage picks. It'll be great. Picks.
So last baseball game is Cubs-Dodgers, and like I said, heavy wind blowing out to right field here, according to Ballpark Pal. So anybody swinging with any lefty bats in here, and there's a bunch on both sides. I mean, 4 of the first 5 hitters in the projected Dodgers lineup are lefties, including Ohtani, Freeman, Muncy, Lux. On the other side, 3 of the first 4 hitters in the Cubs lineup: Happ, Bush, Bellinger. So before I even hear from any of you, tell me that there shouldn't be 25 runs scored in this game.
There should be 25 runs scored in this game.
Over me.
The total reflects it.
We're on the same thing.
Oh, you're on the over too?
Yeah,
I played.
It is infinity degrees. Yeah, we're on the over.
Oh, cool. I'll bet this.
Yeah.
Dodgers team total over 5.5 plus 100 for me.
You can still get a 9.5 on FanDuel, by the way, in case anyone's just betting this now.
I was just gonna say check because you might be able to get a 9.5 because their 10's popping up. But yeah. Go ahead, Lindy.
Dodgers are going to try to make Walker Buehler a thing. They're just going to continually try to make him a thing. Face the Angels. I don't care about how he did against the Angels. They're not very good. They've been the worst team in baseball against right-handed pitching for the last month. They've had a sub-70 WRC plus, in fact. Is ridiculous. So the fact that held them to 2 runs, held Baltimore, talked about their struggles at the plate against righties, even 97 WRC plus over the last month. They're going to continually roll out Walker Buehler, and his stuff doesn't look different. It just doesn't. I think absolute bludgeoning is coming sooner rather than later. Chicago brings speed, power, upside. There's a lot of reasons to like attacking him. And then how do you not like attacking Kyle Hendricks until his dying day? You do. It's the Dodgers. This should be 10.5, and 9.5 still available. Let's go. Let's party.
I just bet 9.5 on FanDuel, so I'm in on the over too. And Toast, you said Dodgers team total over?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably end up playing the over 9.5 too, just to have fun with everybody. But I just wanted to really quickly point out, as far as the Cubs are concerned, them scoring runs. I look at who their numbers versus right-handed pitching aren't great over the last couple of weeks, or as good as they should be because they had those big weeks. But look at the starters that they've seen: Garrett Cole, Paul Skeens multiple times, Jared Jones. I mean, so over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, that they've seen some pretty good starting pitching, and they're not going to see stuff like that from Walker Buehler. I can promise you that.
Cool. All right. So, gentlemen, clear the pick so they can see Lindy's name. I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Lindy is, but just in case someone here that doesn't know who this handsome gentleman is on the screen, Lindy, where can they find your stuff?
You can hop over to OddsShopper. We have Tails by OddsShopper. We just started up our marketplace. You can get the picks and have them sent directly to your phones. When I place a bet, you have it pop up immediately. So you can get in at the same number. We can tail each other together, have fun in that direction. Looking forward to being able to expand on that and share that with people. MLB Lindy's. I have never done this because I've been doing content for 5 years, 3.5 years I've been doing Lindy's. It started like the middle of the 2021 MLB season. I'm taking the next couple of weeks off of MLB. I'm still going to cover NFL. I'm still going to be doing that. But
what a quitter.
Yeah. I am every single Sunday through Thursday night for the last 3.5 years. I have devoted entirely to trying to have predictive analytics to have people be able to jump in at prices that make sense. I give break-even prices on homers. I try to do everything I can to give good information rather than just say, I think the Dodgers are going to win, because that doesn't help anybody. That's not useful to you. It's not going to make you money long-term. It's basically just a talking point. And so I need a little bit of a break. So I'm going to go hit some golf balls around Scotland. My wife was going to London for a wedding, and I kind of like last week just booked a ticket and decided, I'm going to go to Scotland and I'm going to go play St. Andrews and I'm going to go play Carnoustie and I'm going to go hit a golf ball around and just not think about baseball for like a week or two and then pick it back up for the playoffs. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to having a little bit of a breather. So maybe I'll jump in, here and there and talk a little MLB if I look over it the night before and, if I can update my stuff. But otherwise, I'll be in Scotland probably next time if I jump on a stream.
All right, cool. Enjoy your trip. Toast. I'll talk to you later in the Discord, man. Let's bring on the Beaver and talk about his beloved New York Football Jets.
Oh, they're going to smash. +4, let's go. Okay, bye.
Later, guys. All right. So for those of you that don't know, Prop Beaver is a Jets fan. There you go. Okay. You have your mic unmuted?
Yeah, I got it unmuted.
Cool.
How we doing?
We're doing well. All right. So obviously, Jets 49ers. We'll hear Prop Beaver's thoughts in a second. He's still going to get the poll up and get the screen settled. So I'm sure most of you probably watched the video that I uploaded. Overall consensus here, I don't know if we're going to see the 49ers' best fastball here. And it's not that I think, Aaron Rodgers is here, the Jets have a new offensive line, they're going to come out and be one of the best teams in the AFC. That's not really my thoughts here at all, but I feel like we can put some faith in the Jets defense tonight. I know the 49ers offense was as good as it gets last year, and it's probably going to be the best offense again, or certainly one of the best offenses in the NFL this year. But the Jets defense, not only was it one of the best defenses in the NFL last year, but what I really liked about it, they showed up in the big games. I mean, those games against good teams where they lost, like there was a couple of games there they lost like 30-0, was the defense. There were pick sixes in there. They were giving them the ball on the 20. The offense did everything they could to give the defense no shot. So this Jets defense has shown us that it can show up and give even the most elite offenses in this league problems. And this 49ers offense just went through a lot of shit. I mean, they had Ayuk holding out the entire camp. Now he's good. Trent Williams started his holdout just 2 weeks before the season started. Now he's good. He's going to play. There's 2 injuries on the offensive line. Feliciano, the guard's not going to play. The left guard, Banks, he might play, but he had surgery and missed most of camp. Christian McCaffrey might not be 100%. Who knows? He might even be on a snap count for all we know. Again, as far as the 49ers offense goes, I don't think we're going to get the best fastball here. I don't think we're going to see the best version of the 49ers offense. And against a defense like the Jets, wouldn't be surprised if they really struggle. And on the other side of the ball, look, like I said, I don't really expect Rodgers to come out and do anything special. Should be a conservative play calling here. So it's a 49ers defense. They have a new defensive coordinator, but like I explained in the video last night, he was there in 2022. So I think he has a pretty easy roadmap on what he needs to do to be successful with all the talent they have there. I really wish I'm on the under, by the way. Sorry, guys. I'm on the under. And as far as my bet goes, I really wish Hufanga was coming back at safety. I think that guy's really underrated. He's still out. But overall, I think the under's the play. And this isn't the reason I'm on the under. The reason I'm on the under is the reasons I just said. I think both offenses are going to struggle, and we'll probably see some conservative play calling. But just to throw it on there in case, for those of you that like trends, and again, this isn't why I'm on the under, but Monday Night Football unders last year were basically automatic. What were they, like 13-4 or some shit? Like Monday Night Football unders were insane last year. So I'm on the under. If I had to pick a side, probably would be Jets plus the 4, but the only bet I have down is the under 43.5.
I'm actually precisely on the same exact bets you are. So no disagreements there. Yeah, I just think that from a game planning standpoint, if we're just looking at the Jets offense, yeah, this is Rodgers' first game off of the Achilles tear, and you're not going to have Mike Williams being able to take that attention away from Garrett Wilson. So I think the 49ers defense really is going to be able to key in on Garrett Wilson. On top of that, Travarius Ward, he is a guy that you have to respect at this point. I mean, I know Jordan Addison did light his ass up in that one game last year on prime time. You do have to remember that. But those were kind of broken plays. Travarius Ward is a guy that has earned his respect at this point. And as much as I do love Garrett Wilson, as much as I do think he takes the next step this year, that is a pretty tough matchup. He is going to have to really show up there. So he's going to get a lot of targets, but I think the offense could be a bit one-dimensional. What I really think needs to happen is that I think that the Jets need to establish a run game here, but I think the defensive coordinator change is going to really hurt the Jets' run game here. See, when they had Wilks as the defensive coordinator, they kind of changed the identity of what D'Amico Ryans and what Saleh had established there. They were kind of a defense that kind of operated from the defensive line and then moved backwards. And what that did was establish such a good rush defense. If you remember, I mean, the San Francisco rush defense has been amongst the top 5 in terms of rush defense DVOA, in terms of yards per carry allowed year by year. And then last season, they were absolutely terrible. They were getting gashed on the ground. But you saw Daniel Sorensen, he got hired as a defensive coordinator, and in the preseason, you saw all their looks and all their schemes start to look like the ones that were happening under Saleh and under Ryan. So if they're going to go back to that, I could see Breece Hall, even with a refurbished and much improved offensive line, having a bit of trouble here on the ground if they're not able to give Aaron Rodgers a bit of that leeway and a bit of that push on the ground that they need to open up things in the passing game. I mean, Hackett, I still think, is a bottom 5 offensive coordinator, even if Rodgers is making necessary adjustments at the line. Then the Jets offense may not have that immediate success that I think they could this season ultimately. So, yeah, I think the 49ers defense has success. And then ultimately, Jets defense, one of the best in the league. Ayuk has held out all of camp. He's going to be limited. Trent Williams, he's missed a good portion of this camp. He's going to be limited. As you noted, Feliciano out this game. I forget the name of the guard that missed most of camp but with the injury, but he also is going to be banged up heading into this one. So there's a lot of different factors here on top of Christian McCaffrey's Achilles/calf bothering him. So I just feel a lot of different things point to the under here on top of the trends with prime time. So I know it's boring. I know a lot of you want us to pick a side. I lean Jets as well, but so does everybody and their mother.
I know, very public dog. And
it is so public.
To be honest, I think based on the current situation, if it wasn't for, I think the Jets would be the play if it wasn't for the offensive line so new with Aaron Rodgers, who's also new. It's like the new quarterback and the new offensive line in San Francisco. I mean, that Jets offensive line is projected to be a top 5 offensive line this year. And by the way, they were like a bottom 2 or 3 offensive line last year. We're talking about, as far as projections go, one of the biggest jumps in production. The Jets offensive line, one of the worst in football, projected to be one of the best in football this year.
It's insane because not only did they get starters, but they got depth as well. I mean, not only did you get 2 legitimate tackles that have been some of the best in football over the past 2 to 3 seasons, but you got a legitimate swing tackle already in Olu Fashanu as well. And Elijah Vera-Tucker's
healthy.
And AVT is healthy. He's a guy who could even go ahead and play swing tackle. It's crazy. So I'm just really hoping that Kevin McIver, yawn, Niners will smoke him. All right.
Yeah,
Jets, let's go ahead and do that.
That's what's keeping me off the Jets is the offense is so new. Maybe week 3, get a look at the Jets offense. I'd be down to take it, but the Jets offense has been so shit for years. And now, like, a bunch of new pieces in there. Yeah, they're going to go score 28 points in San Francisco.
It's like the Bears offense the other day.
The Bears offense was terrible. So, want to do a touchdown score real quick before we head out?
I mean, we don't have a graphic of any sort.
Well, no, we'll just run a poll.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
Let's see what the community picks as far as touchdown score.
Okay, can you get some odds up and then I'll put them in?
I'm just going to use, like, FanDuel or something.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? No, I'll go on. All right. Let's do a touchdown score. Do you have any props, by the way? I didn't see any props for this one.
No, see, honestly, Garrett Wilson over 5.5 receptions last night at -140. I was on the fence about. Ward is so good, but I think in terms of targets, like, dude, this guy's going to get like 11, 12 targets a game. So if he's catching just 50% of those, that's going to be a crazy number to get weekly. So I was looking at that. Honestly, call me nuts, but Aaron Rodgers is a man who does not give a shit. I was looking at over 1.5 rush yards for him. I kind of like that. Like, if he's getting pressured, he's going to run. I don't care. So I like that with the San Francisco pass rush. A kind of a contrarian play with everybody worried about the Achilles. I see Kalen asking about Mike Williams over 2.5 receptions. I just don't like playing guys on limited snaps, and he's on a limited snap, so I'm good off that there. Toasty saying both kickers over 1.5 field goals. What's crazy is I'm actually fine with that. Both defenses are quite good in the red zone. I have no issues with that.
Anyone else in the?
We were watching Lindy's video earlier, and he has a contrarian look. He likes the under on CMC. I thought that was a bit nuts because I really liked the matchup for CMC.
Well, I think he's playing the injury angle of it.
He is playing the injury angle, but like, see, the Jets last year, they really struggled to defend running backs in the receiving game, and they also, their main weakness, if there was any weakness to this defense, was tackling running backs in the open field. That was their one main weakness. But like, I don't know. I guess if he's limited, he's limited. I wish Jordan Mason, they had some nice Jordan Mason lines open. That'd be my lean, I guess.
Someone's saying Breece Hall anytime touchdown. I mean, I would imagine the price is going to be crazy on that.
I'm not a
plus
TD guy.
110, plus 115.
I have no idea what a good TD value is. That's Modai's department.
True. Brock Purdy under pass yards, right? Just because no one throws the ball in the Jets?
I like my unders for the Jets at MetLife. Any under for the Jets at MetLife, you take that shit to the bank. It is as free as air. But when it's away from MetLife for some reason, it's actually not as free. I was noticing a lot of times it was actually going over just barely when it was away from MetLife for the Jets last year. So that's something to keep in mind a lot of times with these defenses, the splits you'll see.
What about someone asked about Tyler Conklin? You looking at anything for that?
Dude, see, that's the thing. I don't like the props in this game at all. I had a really tough time with the props in this game.
All right, let's do an anytime touchdown poll. Should we keep Breece Hall out of it? Because why don't we keep Breece Hall and Christian McCaffrey out of the poll? Because their odds are crazy. So let's put in Ayuk.
Okay.
Ayuk, put the odds in there too. So plus 190.
Ayuk TD.
Yup. Let's go with
what's his odds?
Plus 190. Debo's plus 160. Okay. Garrett Wilson plus 140. And then who should we go with? We could put George Kittle in there.
Put in another Jet.
Yeah, who's to be the second?
Jeez.
Lazard is no.
I guess put Mike Williams. Put Mike Williams because if he's gonna be in, he better be in the red zone, dude.
He's not. No one's gonna vote for Alan Lazard, dude. You gotta have someone that people are gonna vote for. No one's gonna vote for that dude.
Mike Williams.
What's Mike Williams' odds? Hold on. Let me scroll down to Mike Williams. He's plus 280. We'll roll with that.
All right,
Mike Williams.
Mike Will.
Yeah. Throw Mike Williams in. I think they're going to vote for... Actually, I think this vote's going to be pretty split. I bet you Garrett Wilson's going to win this shit, actually, because there's a lot of people that like the Jets in this.
I mean, dude, did you see how...
Wait, hold on. Before you hit your start poll, in the title, put anytime touchdown. You know what I mean?
Did you see how Rodgers used to target Devontae in the red zone?
How Rodgers what?
Used to target Devontae in the red zone. I know they're not the same creature, but...
But they kind of are.
Did
you just call him a creature?
Yeah. Well, we're all creatures.
We're all creatures. All right, cast your votes for the touchdown, the community touchdown score. Oh no, they're voting Debo. Wow, it's a Debo blowaway.
Everybody loves him some Debo.
Debo's cool. Also, like he might be the right type of player for. Like, I don't think the Ayuk is a good matchup for the Jets defense. I think Brandon Ayuk is the type of guy the Jets take out.
They got Ayuk's lineup 40.
But like Debo and McCaffrey would be the two guys I think would give the Jets problems.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets don't play as much man as people think. They're pretty balanced.
All right, so it's Debo is
All right,
the community
damn.
anytime touchdown scorer.
All right.
Do we want to do anything else, or should we call it?
I mean, do people want a community?
Do we? How about this? We'll do one more poll. Put that up.
I don't know why I got these ugly ass Washington Commanders as fucking colors up, but here you go, guys.
All right, now the next poll, we're gonna do one last poll, and are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready, Captain.
Okay, so, all right. Option 1 on the poll is going to be Aaron Rodgers over 231.5 pass yards. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if you need to write under. Same thing. So copy and paste that in. or
Okay.
Next, Purdy over 237.5. Purdy under. Let's just do a passing yards poll and then we'll call it, because I do have to get the Alabama Wisconsin video recorded, and I think I'm going to do one of the NFL videos tonight, so I can't just sit here streaming all night. I got shit to do, but we'll do another poll. Cast your votes. Community anytime touchdown scorer is Debo at plus 190. Let's see what they vote for here.
My hair is looking hairpiecey today. Thank you. Means a lot.
It looks like Aaron Rodgers under is winning. Sorry about your boy, Prop Beaver.
How will I go to sleep tonight?
Knowing the community voted against Aaron Rodgers passing yards.
Why does everyone want to bang this Prop Beaver?
All right, so the winner of the second poll is Aaron Rodgers under 231.5 passing yards.
Okay.
All right. By the way, I already have 3 football bets open for next weekend. If you want to go check it out on the website under open bets, I'm obviously going to be adding to that all week. Tomorrow I'll be back same time. Baseball, football. We'll do some college football, all that. So see you tomorrow, same time. Yeah, everyone have a good one. Talk to you later.